It's your girl D, up in this mug. Please subscribe. In this tutorial, we'll be extracting a house from Windenburg and making a render in Blender. This is pretty much a rehashing of the previous tutorial I made. I'm making this video shorter, so if you want to see the longer process, check out the Sims 3 version. I recommend having a basic grasp of Blender and 3D modeling before attempting this tutorial. You'll need 3D Ripper DX. This only works with 32-bit programs, so you'll need to use the Legacy edition of The Sims 4. As you'll see later in the video, this method is not perfect, but hey, it's pretty decent. You'll know if it's working if you see Ready to Capture in the corner of your game. Make sure you have post-processing effects off or the program will crash when you try to capture a frame. I'm making sure to use a straightforward angle, because the program will distort the capture of the frame. Hit the capture key and wait. Before leaving, I'm changing the game to windowed full screen because I'm going to be going back to the game. Once that's done, you'll need to open up 3ds Max. You can use versions 5.0 to 9.0, 2009, and 2011. I know, it's annoying there isn't a Blender plugin for 3D Ripper DX. Import the 3DR file, that's the frame you just captured. I'm deleting meshes I don't need. Export the project as an OBJ. Now in Blender, I'm using 2.81. If you want to render with Eevee, you have to use 2.8x. Import the OBJ you exported. I want to make sure the objects are separated, so I check all split options. Referencing the game, I'm deciding what I want to keep in the render. I'm going to start to delete parts of the mesh I don't want. Now, here comes the fun part, texturing. You can use third-party sources, the textures that 3D Ripper DX ripped, and or SIMS 4 Studio. I'll be using SIMS 4 Studio, not only for textures but objects too. Going back in game and using the eyedropper. I'm seeing what I need to extract from SIMS 4 Studio. Back in Blender, we'll begin the texturing process. Well, would you look at that, the walls are already textured. There's some glitches, but I'll fix that later. I'm going to be setting up very basic materials. UVs are jacked, so I'm being very basic and lazy by using a cube projection unwrap. I don't care how ugly it is, it works. Not all the UVs are messed up, so be sure to change materials and see for yourself.
One eternity later.
And we're back. I want to say you don't have to texture everything. Right now I'm only focusing on what's in the frame. Going back into SIMS 4 Studio, we're going to start extracting objects. The debug objects are your friend. After opening the exported mesh, I convert the textures to cycles. Also, delete the rig. Now, we're going to copy and paste the object into our main blend file. I'm moving the clock to the location of the old mesh I want to replace. When I'm done, I delete the old mesh, BRB, going to replace the houses in the back. Lastly, after everything else is done, I'm adding lights to make the final render. I'm not good enough with Eevee yet to make this actually look decent, so I'm switching to cycles. Cycles probably wouldn't be a good choice, if you're thinking of making an animation. It's very slow and would require a very expensive computer to render efficiently. If you don't have that, I'd recommend a render farm. And voila! I'll be adding more info and links in the summary post of this video. Thanks for watching.